What's good? This is the Heavyweight Podcast, episode 16. I got 3 of the 4 of the Heavyweight Podcast here tonight. We're rocking without one of us this week, but shout out to him. Hopefully he gets a speedy return and recovery to the show. But for tonight, we're rocking 3. So with the 2 other men in this podcast, are going ahead and state their names.
I'm Wendell.
Yes, Mo.
And how's everybody doing this week? How's your week's been?
I think you should start, Mo. I think I had a lot.
Me? Shit. It's been short as shit as much as I've been doing. I was on vacation from where they paid me, but not on vacation from the house. Shit. So I got a bunch of house shit done. Painted some shit, built some shit, put some shit together, yard work, housework. Not much rest. But hey, life of a homeowner. Cut the grass.
Light bulb on, or like what you said?
Nah, yard work. I had to cut some trees down, get rid of some overgrown palms.
Goddamn.
Yeah, nigga, I do work. Nigga, I don't pay for shit.
Cut the trees down.
I don't pay for shit. Cut some trees down, yard work, build a bench for the front, painted the little coffee bar I made the wife a couple weeks ago.
That's great.
Put my game room together, or started getting that together. Mounted my TVs and my monitors, all that nonsense.
Flex.
And then I just waited till the weekend so I can enjoy that Battlefield beta and my Far Cry 6. So when we done with this shit, I'm right back to it. You know what I mean?
Forgot to mention that you also did some online streaming.
Oh yeah, I streamed for the first time. I'm still trying to figure it out if that's something I want to do.
He told me he was nerding out in a text message.
I was nerding out, nigga. I had 6 people. I said, damn, nigga, I'm excited for 6 people. I said, I see why them Instagram hoes get be fiending.
Yeah, don't go on live.
We have love for everyone.
You go on live and you see it the first time, you're like, oh, this is sad. We're about to watch some sad shit. You're like, oh, she's about to pull them out. Get banned. Get banned.
Every time I see live now, all I think about is you. Pull them out.
What? Milk.
Oh, and I figured out how to put Kobe behind me, so y'all ain't gotta see the mess. This literally is like the number one DIY. Be lazy, nigga. Don't. If I take this screen down, you ain't gonna like what's behind me.
No, that looks good.
That's what's there.
You just could have kept the mystery.
I guess, huh?
We still don't know.
Maybe, we just thought you was high tech Mo.
Nah.
Now you Mo
full
lethal.
of holograms. I didn't think he was in a room full of holograms.
I thought this nigga was in the Matrix. He be floating around and shit in the screen.
I know, right?
Shouts out to the technician for putting me on.
Geek 40. Geek 40. He put the official out on us.
Yeah.
Green screen.
For me, I guess y'all know I went to Idaho. It was for a wedding. I don't want to get too deep into the wedding because there was a lot that went on. I'll tell you this though, you're gonna be like interesting. The only place I heard the N-word was at the wedding. Ain't that a bitch?
You trying any of the potatoes up there?
No, but there's a lot of fucking potatoes and yams. I thought it was bullshit. And the Airbnb we were staying at, we went to Target, and I was like, oh, there's a big ass dirt field right here. They're just mining rocks or something. And then you get there and you're like, that's a mountain of yams, nigga. Mountain of yams. Like, it's real. It's real. They really do it. And it's very, 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 very Caucasian.
Very Caucasian. Okay.
Very Caucasian. There was one black dude that was in the Airbnb with me, and he was like, I got up to 6. And I was like, what the fuck you talking about? He's like, black people, I counted them. It's like, God damn.
That's a pastime, huh?
I think it was about 13 I counted the whole time I was there.
Yo.
Like, put that in perspective. I went downtown.
Yo, I swear that's a black thing. Every time I go back to where my mom, and my sister stay, cause they stay in New Mexico. And it's some real shit.
Oh
And
yeah.
I'll be counting black people like it's a hobby.
Hey,
The most I got to was 7 that I wasn't related to. I said, well, there's 13 of us in this town. If shit go down, I hope we can find another 6.
No, we weren't gonna make it there. We would have lost.
Shit.
We would have lost. Like, it's more progressive than I would have thought in Boise, though. Boise's what's up. That's where I saw some black people that was like, they was niggas. Let's just put it that way, and they was comfortable. So
That's what's up.
the restaurant with Black Lives Matter in the window, and I was like, all right, get down. So
They
guess
felt
it's cool.
safe. They felt real safe.
Yeah.
Okay.
like I went to piss though, and that was weird because when I went to pee, I was coming out, and I was just talking to the guy. I was like, oh yeah, we're just out here visiting from not from here, and he's just like, oh okay, has everybody treated you well? Like nobody's giving you any problems? I'm like, that's a weird ass question. That's so funny.
Like did they mean in Idaho?
Yeah, in Idaho.
Did,
Like
did he say it, let him know if someone was treating you poorly?
He seemed concerned. He seemed concerned.
Did he slip you his number? Like, look, if anyone gives you any problems, go ahead and call me up.
Here's my card.
I just walked away. I was like, that's a.
Oh, Phil. Phil's giving you problems. I'll take care of Phil.
But it's cool. I'll go back. Boise
So
State.
you said you was in what city you was in?
Nampa.
Okay. Is that like
20? It's like 20 minutes from Boise.
Is that like enough where everybody knows everybody in the town type deal?
I don't know how those towns work because it's weird because they do like a neighborhood and it's not that many houses, and then it's just farmland for miles, and then another random neighborhood, and then farmland, and then a Target, and then you're like, what the fuck do you guys do out here? So,
be honest, how many cash registers does Target have?
I know it's a big ass Target.
Oh, well,
that's how I know there's nothing to do. Like when the Walmart and Target are the biggest things there ain't shit to do.
That sounds like Carlsbad, New Mexico. Walmart is small. Everything's
where y'all going?
Indio.
We're going to the Walmart. Like, oh, the Walmart? Damn.
Yeah,
all you do is fuck.
Oh, whoa. In Walmart?
High pregnancy rates.
In Walmart?
High STD rates.
In
There ain't
Walmart?
nothing to do with fuck. What? No, I'm talking about in those the cities that you're mentioning. That's what they do a lot. A lot of is fucking.
Okay.
Because there ain't shit else to do.
Okay.
That's why Maury is still popping.
You are possibly the father.
It was that one time I didn't have shit to do that one Friday.
I was just bored on a Saturday. That's how you got. Dad, how did I get here?
I didn't have to work, and she did hit me up. I didn't have to work, so we were both bored.
Bored on a Saturday.
I did get that vibe there. It was pretty funny. I also got the dumbest question on earth getting on the plane. You know how they're doing the mask thing and everything with kids? Mm-hmm. So the lady was like asking about my daughter. She's like, is she 2 and over or 2 and under? And I was like, well, that's still 2 either way. 2 and under.
I would have had some fun with that.
I was like, did she just ask me that? Oh yeah, 2 and under. That means you're not gonna ask about a mask. Cool. People, that's your TSA.
Well, most of them, we love the TSA. I'm not trying to get kicked off.
Oh yeah. Please let me through.
I'm not saying nothing bad about the TSA nowhere.
Stutta, what about you, man?
TSA.
What's up, Stutta? How you?
I worked.
Oh, you worked?
So you had a blast.
6 days.
Call you Mr. Big Pockets, huh?
I worked 6 days this week.
Hell yeah. There's
how's it feel?
Tiring, very tiring. I'm not used to that shit. It's been a while. Since I worked 6 days. But it's the peak season's coming, and I gotta make some extra cash this end of this year.
I'm just getting on the pole, bro. Fuck that. I can. What I do on the 6th day, I can make that one Friday night.
I thought you just said you were getting on the pole.
I did.
Did you?
Yeah. What?
Like stripping?
Stripper pole.
Nigga, no, don't take this too hard.
Yeah,
there ain't no pole set up for niggas built like us.
You talking about it's big boy season? Huh?
That's gonna be some
We
reinforced
in now.
steel.
Summer's over. These skinny niggas is done. It's big boy season. I'm finna get this
Yeah.
money. Some money.
Let's go. I gotta go to the pole, nigga. Just
Because it could that whole pole reference could have been taken so many different ways.
Ah, see.
It
Okay,
could have
I'm
ended
talking
that.
about stripping.
Yeah.
I'm talking about stripping. I ain't talking
I'm
about
just
nothing
saying.
else.
That's why I was thrown. I said, this motherfucker say the pole. Yeah. So, starting into this podcast, we're going to start off with Kyrie Irving and his lack of wanting to get vaccinated and how it's affecting his career. Go ahead, Mo Lethal. Put the people up on what's going on.
Well, you know, my boy Kyrie, he's standing on his morals and his belief. He's refusing to get vaccinated, and it's going against not only most of NBA policy, also the policy of the great state of New York, which he plays in. And they just said that he will be allowed to practice with the team, but he cannot play in home games, and he will also be restricted from playing in home game or in away games in certain states that have these same type of mandates for inside events, i.e. California. So if you planned on seeing Kyrie play LeBron would be there. Kyrie wrong. So, I mean, but shouts out to Kyrie for doing what he believes, man. I mean, I rocks with that. I mean, Wiggins was in the same situation, but he got vaccinated. He said
He wanted the
game
bag.
fixed.
He
So-
wanted the bag. How do you
Ain't
feel,
everything.
Was it Black Lightning? Black chocolate?
Like,
What was it?
it's not chocolate rain.
Chocolate Lightning? Is it
what did
different
they
this
say?
week?
His choice. It's probably. You said that don't work, so I can't do that. So
What is it this week?
I gotta come up with it.
Oh, okay.
They don't just.
Well,
you
by
got
the end of the podcast,
It's got a flow, man. It's got a flow. Like I thought, chocolate lightning flowed, and y'all just shit on it.
Okay,
That
call
ain't
you
it.
Dales. We call
Like,
you Dale. Dales?
chocolate. That's what my lightning dips. Chocolate. I don't know, man. Like that's his choice, but that's his money. He's fucking up, so I don't know. I guess if
Does
that's
he-
the fight
does
he's
he
fighting,
He
The
must
money.
have got good off. He must have got paid good off of that. Was it Uncle Drew shit? He
yeah,
The
living
man,
well
I
off
mean,
of that.
what is this, year 11?
yeah. We don't know what he did with his money.
He's been
We
paid.
don't know what he did.
He's been
We don't
paid.
know what he did with his
Shoot,
money.
and
There's a lot of
and-
niggas who played
yeah.
for that long that are still chilling.
But they still selling his
Asking
shoes,
for
man.
shit.
We're
He may
gonna
not
touch
get a
on
game
that
check,
quite
but-
soon.
Yeah, that's true. That is true.
On that quite soon.
Yeah.
He might not get a game check, but he getting a shoe check.
Yeah, he getting that. Yeah, I got a pair of his shoes. Man, they're quite comfortable.
Yeah. I mean, he's getting those jersey checks.
That
You know?
flat Earth check.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Come
What's
on,
he
man.
standing on? What's he standing on? My body, my choice. 'Cause
Hey,
I'm pretty sure the NBA owns his body.
Is water wet?
Nigga, don't you dare do that. I was so
We
mad
not
when
doing
they
that.
did that shit.
we not doing that shit. I was
I
gonna
had
say that's
somebody
just
ask me that
that's just
seriously, and I was like, "Is this for real? This is for real."
that's just as bad as that damn gold dress, blue dress shit, whatever that shit was.
No, but that was
okay.
legit. That was legit. But water, come on, nigga.
Okay.
That's peaceful.
So, moving on.
Wait, I mean, you can't argue that water
17
isn't wet.
players.
You can argue that the hydrogen is wet, not the oxygen. I mean, you need both of them to be wet for the
Yeah. Moving on. So 17 players caught up in healthcare fraud.
Yeah.
$4 million, $2 million of which went to the players and their spouse, some of their spouses, and the rest was kicked back to the people that were helping them commit the fraud of claiming certain procedure that they actually didn't follow through with or get done just to get the money. 17 players such as Sebastian Telfair, Darius Miles, Tony Allen.
Didn't you say
Um,
Shannon Brown was on part of that too?
Shannon Brown.
Who?
2 champions.
Shannon Brown.
Yeah.
They got
He
2
should-
chips.
So
He's just-
touching back on what Chocolate Lightning here said, a lot of these niggas didn't make good decisions with their years and of money making, and did something like fraud and are facing a lot of fucking time for $2 million that split among
You watch.
17.
Kyrie gonna be selling vaccines in 2028.
I
I got your
would.
vaccine, right?
What about you, Mo Lethal? What do you think? Like,
I felt like Shannon Brown should have been smart and stayed with Monica, and then he wouldn't have to fraud nobody. He
But
was
He
doing
could
it
have
right.
stole the ring. Like, sell one of the rings.
but healthcare fraud.
I mean, it's common in here. Shit, I know people who do it.
Yeah, but they're not in the NBA usually,
Well,
right?
I mean, granted, they're not doing it to the extent that the NBA
Yeah, I was
players
gonna
did. What they're doing is that there's certain doctors that will charge for something that the insurance covers and then do something completely different. I mean that
Like-
I know
That's
people.
just
I know
Like
people who do
Brazilian
that.
normal
butlers and
fraud.
shit.
You know, but
normal fraud.
yeah, normal fraud.
We're
Yeah.
talking about
But that
Shit,
to
that-
the
the
extent of what
amounts-
they did, nah, that's crazy, man. That's crazy. But then
Like
again,
they said, one
but,
of them
but then again,
was
hold on real quick, is the amount crazy? Because we all know that
Yes.
healthcare,
Yeah.
the value of healthcare is different depending on where you go for the care.
but yes.
Well, shit,
If-
the bill for my daughter being born was damn near over $100,000.
Yeah, but
and
they
I-
did 4 million of that.
Yeah.
So
I
how
mean,
many
it was
times
tw-
you
it
gotta
was
do
tw-
that?
It was like what 20.
How do you
20
think you
of them?
wasn't gonna get caught? Yeah, you was gonna get caught.
Yeah, they don't get caught. I mean, shit. I didn't say it was smart. I mean, they should have
Damn.
put some,
Like-
put some.
it
Tempting.
was funny is when I heard the names, I didn't hear any white people. Not a white player.
Well,
All
why
black.
would they do that? Why would they do that? They got health insurance already.
I mean, how many white players are in the NBA though?
There's a
There's,
lot.
there's, there's several, yeah.
But my point is,
Not
they
as
didn't
many.
get mixed up in some of this
Nah,
stupid shit.
nah.
That's my point.
Man, they gonna sell
That's
cars
a-
if they do shit like
That's
that. Come
their
on now.
tribe. Their tribe was wrong. Nobody was
I-
like, "Hey, man, that's dumb. What you doing?"
It's a bunch of hood niggas
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
that never got out of that hood mentality trying to get a come
Okay.
up.
That shit-
I
they
met
shouldn't
some
be
hood
doing
niggas
that.
that are like, "Hey, nigga, we need to stop doing this."
Yeah, but there's some hood niggas that never get out of that mentality and be like,
Yeah.
nigga, we about to extort and no one's ever gonna catch us. All right.
Get this check. They said one of the niggas was playing a game overseas when he was scheduled getting a surgery. You're
Yeah,
like,
that's the problem. That's how they got caught because they had niggas still playing. And the timeline
are
didn't
you
add
in
up.
a game?
The timeline don't add up. The timeline got to add up, man. That shit didn't work. It wasn't going together. I don't know
That's
what they
that
expect.
remedial shit. It was all remedial.
So moving on, this week, the GOAT, Mr. David Chappelle, released a new stand-up on Netflix called The Closer. Caused a lot of fucking controversy, and I love to see it. What are your takes on this shit?
I want to know your takes. You
My
love it.
takes?
Yeah. You got hot takes.
Or the material itself or the controversy? it
Everything.
caused?
Everything.
So I guess starting with the material, I thought it was very Chappelle-like. The way the beautiful thing about Dave Chappelle is he has a way of bringing material, in a way where it's funny, it's controversial, but he's also making a point. And the fact that he made the point throughout, which was a major point of it all, was even with their communities and dealing with discrimination, people tend to forget that us as black people have dealt with a lot more over a longer period of time. So when they try to throw shit back in our faces, they forget who they're talking to when they say, "Oh, we've dealt with this for decades. We've dealt with this. We understand discrimination." So it's weird when you see it and they're acting as if we don't understand the point of discrimination. And Dave Chappelle's point on it all is not necessarily to be transphobic or whatever. It's just the point of being able to say, if I can laugh at my shit, you should be able to laugh at your shit too. Like we all are dealing with the same amounts of discrimination, but we should be able to laugh at it and not take it so serious or sensitive and make it seem like we're unable to be able to just fucking deal with what someone else says. Like the whole council culture to me has gotten so fucking crazy that now just the mere mention of something, even him taking the point of saying about the baby and how he killed somebody in Walmart, that shit didn't get him canceled, but the fact that he made a reference about gay people at a show is automatic grounds for canceling him. And I said, yeah, that's true. He killed somebody here, and no one seemed to give a fuck. But as soon as he made a comment about gay people, it was a rap. And I just think that's crazy that we live in that now. Like, where you can't make statements. You have to be on eggshells for everyone because everyone's offended. That shit's crazy to me. Like, he touched on that throughout, and I thought that was beautiful that he kept touching on it and said, you can be offended, but I'm gonna keep saying it. And that was the beautiful thing about the closer.
I had heard about the controversy before I actually had the chance to watch it, and my initial reaction was going back to, I want to say, his first or second Netflix one last couple years.
The Sticks and Stones.
When he does an impression of the audience, and I was like, man, he's come full circle. You know,
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I do feel like with comics, with art, it's how you perceive it. And if you don't like something as simple as a stand-up comedy on Netflix, if you don't like it, you can hit the stop button.
You can stop, yeah.
Back right out.
You don't have to watch it. Nothing's forcing you to.
And I'm not sure who came up with the quote, but it always pops in my mind. The generation built on South Park and Family Guy are so sensitive. Growing up, I'm pretty sure the same for you fellas. Middle school, high school, shit, late elementary, like it was rough. Like some harsh shit was said, and that was just it was what it was. It wasn't necessarily no malice or anything behind it. It was just people were I guess you had more free range on jokes and comments. Of course, the level of friendship, played a part in that. But I do feel like we live in a time now where everyone's just so sensitive, and you have to be so easygoing. You have to be so extra PC not to upset anyone. And like I had told you earlier, stuff like I can say the same thing to 10 people and it be perceived 10 different ways. And it doesn't really matter. We live in a time where it doesn't really matter what he says or what he meant by what he says. Is if one person perceives it as it being negative or it being biased or homophobic or anti-gay or whatever the case may be, you got people at your neck. And I just feel like it's as a creator, I mean, it's a tough time to be a creator at all, because how can you really have fun and be in a creative atmosphere if you have to basically censor yourself, or
even be honest with your creativity, because you have to worry about who it's going to offend if you just are trying to be yourself. Yeah.
And like you said, if you look at the history of Dave Chappelle, like, this is not new. Like, this is Dave has been himself from the beginning, from Killing Me Softly, from Half Baked, from Chappelle Show. You can go back all the way. Like, he's been his same raw, edgy, comedic with a purpose, with a tone. And
I like that he's never changed, never faulted, never once said, you know what, I'm gonna stop because it's gonna offend people. He just kept still doing it.
And if you really study Dave and know Dave, you know that he really is a person that's for equal rights. He's for everyone being happy within their own skin and all that. And I just think people take, the world has this mentality now of either you're with me or against me, and they take that and run with it. So I mean, it's sad. All about it was funny. I thought it was hilarious, especially the part where he said he was jealous of the gay movement. That shit, I was
because about the whole how the gay movement is pretty much came a lot further in a faster period of time
when he said
than black.
When he said this,
if part of us though. That could be on us somewhat too. I heard that part.
Yeah, somewhat. Yeah, but
that's on us because the gay movement's at least together. They're at least together.
Well, this may be controversial. This may be controversial, but my initial thought with the gay movement is that there are white men in the gay movement. There's no white men in the black struggle. That's my belief.
They got power too.
But I feel like they stayed more together.
I
Oh,
feel
most
like it
definitely.
became more important because what is what most saying. I think it became more important to the forefront because there are white men involved that have power.
And also, when you think about black issues, there's, we have been placed in a system that's against us, and as most people are not willing to sacrifice to stay together because it's going to take sacrifice.
Yeah, but there's also this part of inclusion. Because sometimes that
Almost
black
not.
movement doesn't include other races.
Oh,
Granted, they didn't go through it, but it's like, nigga, we're 16%.
yeah,
We're gonna need help. We're going to need help. So that's
most
why the
definitely.
gay agenda has gone further because yes, it's bigger. There's more people involved. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
But
Hmm.
they stayed within it and didn't fight as much infighting. Because I've seen in the black community where it's like there's a lot of infighting with what the fuck some people want. Where it's like first we got to come to agreement on what the fuck we want,
mm-hmm.
and then stick the fuck together. And that's where I see that movement going. So I mean, I get where he's coming from, but that's how I see that one. Watching it, I watched what about an hour maybe, and he did that shit on purpose. I can tell you that just by watching it. And I don't think he went all the way in. Just his comedy style and everything. I feel like he took a lot of low hanging fruit, like purposely, like because Dave is at a different level of comedy, to where it's like he almost dumbed it down for this
Mm-hmm.
because he made it a point. Like I was watching him on Rogan, and he was, I got something to say. Nobody's asked me. If somebody asked me, I got something to say. So he's been holding on to it, where it's like, cool, you guys want to cancel, but why? What's the cancel? Like, what are you doing? Is there a reason to cancel, or are you just canceling to cancel because it's popular? Because a lot of the cancellations, I don't even think people feel that way. I think they just see something and they're like, oh yeah, we can get some traction off of this. So
I think a lot of these people
hey,
use the cancel to elevate their own platform.
yeah,
I don't think most people who push cancel culture actually believe in it. It's just something to get them more views, more follows, more likes. I think that's all it is, regardless of the outcome.
yeah,
That's
it's faddish because it
and then
gets results from
yeah,
companies. That's it.
yeah. But they're saying, come on, you can't cancel Dave Chappelle. He canceled himself.
You can't cancel a lot of people because if they're peer of what you do, you can make them go away for a little bit, but they ain't going no
Mm,
fucking way. You can't cancel somebody unless it's legit shit. Where you're like
mm,
Harvey Weinstein, fuck yeah, you can cancel him. He's a piece of shit.
yeah.
Somebody who's coming from pure of heart and doesn't mean anything by it, and they're like, hey, if there's something they didn't realize they fucked up, and they come out, hey, look, I didn't realize I fucked up. I didn't know that offended you. If it's something where it's like, why are you offended by that? That's insane. There's no
Yeah,
apology. Like Kevin Hart does the same shit. He's like, I don't have anything to apologize about.
One of the big things that stuck out to me about the Dave Chappelle, he made a reference because he said they try to cancel everybody, even they try to cancel J.K. Rowling, and the reason why they try to cancel her is because she said gender is something in the lines of gender is like fact, like what your sexual orientation is fact, because when you're born, this is what you are, regardless of what you feel like you become or what you feel like is inside. This is fact because this is what you're born. And then he went on further to say, like, if I was a woman, I would be mad as shit now because Caitlyn Jenner, a great person, Caitlyn Jenner, but Caitlyn Jenner won Woman of the Year, and if I was a woman, I would be furious because that would be like him at the BET Award and he used the example. He said it, and the award for Nigga of the Year goes to Eminem. He'd be mad as shit because he would be like, Caitlyn Jenner never went through having a period or anything of this nature, but in not even one full year of being a woman, won Woman of the Year. So he was saying, like, at that point, it was like,
that
come
was
on now, like, there's got to be some balance here. You can't just give in to everything because it's like, come on now, if someone can win Woman of the Year by not even taking on the struggles that women and other people who are trans and felt like they were something else inside of themselves, felt like a different person or a different orientation or gender. And one person who's famous can say, I decided I want to be a woman, and then wins Woman of the Year. Like, you have to feel like there's come on now, like Caitlyn Jenner wins it because pretty much it's popularity.
Yeah.
So like sometimes you have to the struggle pretty much.
I think the biggest issue, I don't think we should dive too much on this, but I'm going to say this. I think the biggest issue with the whole, identify, I'm this, we want equal rights, this, whatever, is the biggest issue is acknowledgement and acceptance. Now, the what I see the problem is that they want to be accepted by everyone, which, granted, I understand that, but if you're literally going against someone's belief and you're literally asking a person, hey, fuck your belief, you should accept me for this, right? They can acknowledge you and let you live your life and then live your life in peace and not bother you. That's damn near the same as acceptance. But the issue always that I know that a lot of people have is like, why does everything have to be the whole issue of inclusive? Now, if I'm saying that this is against what I believe, my value, whatever, why then am I forced to be inclusive? Why can't you be over there? I'll leave you alone and do what you want to do. I don't bother you. Don't bother me. And I think that's the line. That's the issue that gets blurred.
That's tough. Because that's the same thing they can say about us.
Yeah.
In their Bibles, we are full of sin, not human.
Yeah, but that's a different topic. Their Bible ain't the real Bible.
I'm just saying. I'm just saying. You get what I'm saying? It's their belief.
I get you.
It's their belief. I don't know. To me, watching David made me feel like he's just waiting on somebody to come take the torch. I know that sounds fucking weird, but that's what I saw when I watched him.
Is it Kevin Wendell?
Well, I got a lot of work to do.
A damn sure ain't Kevin Hart, so he got a shot.
A lot of work to do. Kevin Hart's is different. He's Eddie Murphy. I think he's the Eddie Murphy of our generation. Just the amount of work that he does. The amount of work that he does, and go look at
the amount of work, not the level of talent.
I mean, you can't say that with his movie shit because he makes it work. Getting up and doing all that shit is a talent, man. They say that motherfucker does a lot of shit.
He does a
lot of shit from podcasting to fucking all these random shows I see him on. Yeah, the movies he's making. Shit. Kevin Hart is a hustler, boy. He hasn't stopped.
Or well diversified.
Yeah, he is. Where does he sleep? I don't know. On a jet?
I was gonna say in other women's hotel room, but I think that.
Oh man,
that's inappropriate.
But true.
It is true, but it's inappropriate.
Hey, so let's. We gonna cancel our fucking self.
Yeah, let me stop. Go. Moving on.
Moving on. So we're gonna go with the Barry Washington shot in front of, you said, a club?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a bar in Bend, Oregon. I guess he was.
Isn't that a college town?
Bend?
Isn't that where Oregon State is at?
Is that? It might be, because there's a pretty big downtown area. It looked like Oregon.
Not Oregon State, University of Oregon, the Ducks, where the Ducks play. Isn't that where like the big Nike facility and all that is?
I don't know if it's in Bend. Well, he was in the bar, and they said he gave a woman a compliment, and the boyfriend then came to him outside the club and confronted him, and they got into a little fight. And then the fight ended, they said. And then the boyfriend comes back and shoots him. I think 3 times. And he dies from that. Watching the video, I think there should be several people who get arrested just because nobody tried to call paramedics fast or anything. couple of them were laughing. Like the lady was standing, like he hit me. It's like she made up some shit. It seemed like because the video was right there. He didn't touch her. He may have shoved the boyfriend, but they're in a fight. So basically, that's that Emmett Till shit, if you ask me, because he spoke to a white woman, and the boyfriend didn't like it, and they killed him. He finally got re-indicted. They first arrested him for manslaughter or some shit, but now they gave him.
It was like second-degree manslaughter. It wasn't even first.
Yeah, he bailed out. He fucking bailed out that same day.
Yeah,
like, get the fuck out of here. He is now in jail, but I don't know. I don't know your thoughts on that shit. That shit.
I wanna apologize to the Ducks. I realize you played
Eugene.
But Bend, Oregon is where the Nike Foundation main headquarters is with the whole Nike lab. That's Nike Town.
Oh, they might move it now. They might move it. What are you guys' thoughts on that?
I think it's sad, man. And every time I want to believe we've made progress, I'm constantly reminded that it hasn't been that much. That's how I feel.
Okay, that's a tough pill to swallow. I don't know if I agree with you there. It's
Debate. Go ahead and talk about it.
nah, just it's pretty rough back then.
Yeah, I mean it's rough. I mean, granted, I do believe it's not as bad as it was, but I don't believe that we've made that many steps forward. As far as like going back to last segment, like people just would just being accepting of other people. Like you can accept people and not commingle, not have any ill will, but to purposely go out your way to kill someone over complimenting your girlfriend, I mean, or wife, whatever the case may be. I mean, to me, my first thought is, man, you must have low self-esteem, because if someone compliments my wife, I'll be like, yeah, nigga, I got that. That's mine. I destroy that nightly. That's my mindset. But it's a sad situation, because I mean, I think it's gonna be hard for them to prove it was racially motivated, unless they just got him on camera saying some racial shit.
Well, they said they can't make it a hate crime.
Yeah, they can't make it a hate crime without actual proof of a hate crime. So he'll probably just go down for murder, manslaughter, or something like that. But
yeah, but like murder's still a serious offense. That's a serious offense.
But no amount of jail time can bring a man's life back.
No, that's what I'm like. Who gives a shit about the hate crime part? He's going to jail for murder. When before that wouldn't have happened in certain times. They
most definitely. Most definitely. We wouldn't even heard it.
I think what I noticed, what I feel like is maybe the undertone here is that we grew up in a different mentality, because of Southern California is a lot different than a lot of the other towns back east and up north and whatever. So we're used to things being a certain way, but like when you go south or whatever, you realize how different and how backwards those towns are, and how set far back they are on race relation compared to when we come up in Southern California. We see how people interact with each other, and we know that it's usually more of a melting pot of everybody just meshing. And then you go and see things in Oregon or anywhere where they're set back. So I think for us it's more of a shock, because we go, damn, it's like that there, because in Southern California we kind of just, and then when you hear it there, you're like, fuck. I think it's more of a shock when you see it here than elsewhere for me, because when you think, you're like, damn, as much as we're kind of, all these different races and everybody kind of living and coexisting, you think it's, I don't know, more accepting. So I think it's more of a shock for me when I realized that we haven't even, there's a lot of towns in Southern California that haven't even progressed.
Yeah.
So
I don't know if that's a gift. Like, I've been blessed to be in different environments, and you get to meet people that came from those places.
Mm-hmm.
And like, you sit down and you talk to them, and then like when you talk to people, like, let me use this. I won't go too much into but at the wedding there was a gentleman I was talking to, and when that N-word was dropped, he actually was like, "Hey man, what the fuck are you doing? That's unnecessary." And I was like, "Oh shit, whoa!" And then he was just like, tried to like clean it up. He's like, no, just stop. What are you doing? That's over. We're not doing that type of shit. And then I went to tell him, like, that was cool. You didn't have to do that. Like, I'm a big boy, whatever, you know what I mean? But it was cool that you did that. Thank you. And then he got to talking to me, and he was just like, told me how he grew up racist. But the cold part is, that motherfucker grew up in Pomona. Like, I didn't know that.
I believe it.
He was like, I'm from Pomona. He's like, growing up, like, that's just how it was. And he's like, now that I'm older, and a lot of that shit that happened, shit, it was recent when he started fucking getting way more into it, but like the riots and everything, the protests and shit before that. But he was just like, that kind of opened me up way more. He was like, no, it's like, this is stupid. Like, what am I doing? That was stupid. Like, I'm so willing to sit down and talk to anybody and be like, this is where I was wrong. This is where this was. This is how this makes me feel. This is how that is. And it's like, that's generally what we need, because we don't know how each other feels. But at the end of the day, I honestly think we all want kind of the same thing. Just, we won't talk about it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I think it's dope too, because if the interracial relationships I see now out here are way, like, when you go in the South, I'm telling you, like, unless, like, I think black and white are accepted more than they used to be, but like other races,
Yeah.
they look at it like us, like, and you don't even think about it. That's why I think Southern California for me was different growing up. It's more accepting, even though obviously it's there. It's just, you can date someone of a different color and not feel like someone's about to fucking lynch you.
Yeah.
Like, so.
Where was it? Virginia. They just, I forgot what city. I think it was probably like 3-4 years ago. They just had their first integrated prom.
Oh yeah, I seen.
Wrap your head around that.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That's
That is
why
crazy.
it's really backwards in the South. Like, it's
Yeah,
you
crazy.
realize how far Southern California has come when you look at other states. And
I mean, we still got a
now,
long way to go, but we're a lot better than most.
yeah,
think about that on police relations, because people see it from this perspective a lot. Like, we have it in a certain way, but those motherfuckers have it so much worse, because it's like, you're in my town.
yep.
Like, we're lucky enough to be like, Nikki, you live next door to me. Shut the fuck up. So, like,
That's true.
It's all kinds of fucked up. I'm blessed to have been raised here, I would say.
Yeah, I think that's a dope. The way to grow up is Southern California living for sure.
So the bullshit ass Dodgers.
The best coast.
So Los Angeles County now requires proof of vaccination in indoor events
and
dining. Everybody feel excited and ready for it to come this way?
I feel like Riverside County, where we live, is about to be booming and traffic's going to be worse. Because Riverside County, like I tell everybody, is a red county. They don't give a fuck what the government says.
Until
they turn up.
They don't give a fuck.
Until they do.
I mean, the sheriff, the county sheriff said, we're not enforcing shit.
Yeah, but you can't. Like, there's no way. Like, when they said that, it was like, you can't enforce it.
This is the sheriff. This is the head sheriff. We're not enforcing.
Yeah, I know.
We're not enforcing it. We're not. They're not checking. He's not spending any manpower for anything
That's
like
cool.
that.
But he don't control that. All he can control is what they patrol.
Yeah.
So.
I mean, you know what? It's. I get it. It's for the interest of public safety. But then again, there's this is a multiple side coin. You're gonna have your people who are gonna rebel. You have your people who don't want to get vaccinated, and then so whether you agree with the science behind it, whether you believe in it, whatever that is, at the end of the day, the only person who could be hurt by this is small business.
Yeah.
Any public service is not going to be hurt because the financing for that's going to be there no matter what. They may cut a couple jobs, but at the most time, any type of public government services is going to be okay. Big box stores, they have enough revenue coming in from other counties to maintain. The only people who are going to suffer is mom and pop. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
What are your takes, LL Cool K? Because of
They're gonna
that.
make them niggas jump on board.
That's bells.
That's how it goes. I know it sounds like fucking, as people say, sheepish and shit, but till you figure out who the fucking enemy is and what the fuck you're fighting for and doing all this, they're gonna get what they want. That's how it's gone. That's how it is. All these niggas talking about they're gonna rebel. I'm like, rebel against who? You gonna shoot unmasked people? You gonna go shoot masked people? They're not the ones making the rules.
Yeah.
Just because they abide by what they say, you can't be mad at somebody for that. That's crazy. That's crazy to me. But I don't know. We've seen it a few times.
One thing I
But
know
maybe
about
we haven't. But a
that
lot of
pe-
these things have pushback at some point.
people are going to fold. We Southern California loves to go out and be out and be entertained too much not to.
Yeah,
But what choice do you have at some point? At some point, what choice do you have? If they lock you in a box, what do? Stay in the box?
That's what they're doing.
It's like the Matrix question. What do? You can hold off, and they'll come up with some tricks in the trade and this, that, and the third. And they're gonna make it hard as fuck for you to not do it.
Yeah.
Better fucking you. Well, I'm not gonna say it, but you can find somebody with some fake vaccine cards.
Until
I don't
they
want
go
to
digital.
implement nobody.
Until they go digital. The thoughts and views of the vaccine cards, those are Kevin Wendell alone. Us here on the
He said, Mama said knock you out.
Yeah. Throw them off the train. Shouts out, throw them off.
It's a wave, man. It's a wave.
like a shark
It's not
fin.
going to just be government. Not going to just be government.
Hmm.
Because that's what they're doing. They're getting businesses on board to make them be the ones.
Well, people filed OSHA report, OSHA students, and said they can't mandate it. If they mandate it, people get vaccinated or test, they have to pay for that time. You have to be paid for that time because it's now a job requirement, which means it's a job duty, which means that time has to be paid.
Yeah, they'll find a way to write that somewhere.
What about the effects afterwards? So say you lose time from work, do they pay for that too?
Yep, they pay it at my work right now. They pay it at my job right now.
100%. You mean if you take days? Yeah, if you lose days.
Yeah, like if you have to take days off to recover.
It was written like that, but if you die from it, they're not liable.
Yeah.
So
that's like me driving to work if I die from work. They don't give a fuck.
Moving on.
It's interesting.
Or are we keeping it? Are we moving?
Moving on.
Move.
No, we can move.
Okay, for sure.
It's gonna be the same.
No more mandatory minimums for non-violent drug offenses.
I fucks with that.
Too long. Took way too long.
I fucks with that.
For shizzle.
There's no reason why somebody with a joint should get 3 to 5 years in prison.
Like I said, when I did that line of cocaine, I shouldn't be held accountable for that shit.
You know what I mean? It's not.
I thought it was sugar.
You did one? That's stupid. You should have did at least 2.
Yeah, right. I think
what kind of peer friend shit? I was joking. God
Nigga, if you at the party, just jump in.
God damn.
Just do all the lines.
I'm never going to a party with Kevin again.
No, well, I just, hey, you want something? No, all right, cool.
I do 5 of them.
Nah, that's a heart attack. That's weird.
I think this law is a step in the right direction. I think I do think it's too late because drug addiction, which is basically what is going to affect people who are addicted, who get caught in possession, not people trying to sell or what enough to sell.
Legalize it.
Drug addiction it's a sickness, not a crime. So I think this is a step in the right direction.
So it's alcoholism that they sell that shit.
Yes, sir.
Make it legal. Just make it legal.
The second they get tax dollars off of it, they don't give a damn if it kill you or not. Look at tobacco.
Well, it's easier to regulate too. It's so easy to regulate.
Women.
You won't have so much fentanyl.
Fast food will kill you in a heartbeat. Yeah.
And for mandatory minimums, I don't believe those should exist anyway.
Yeah.
Every crime is different.
Yeah, every situation is different.
So we're gonna move into we're gonna call this the relationship hour.
I hope, nigga, we ain't spending no hour on this.
Mo Lethal has 3 questions
I don't have 3 questions.
for the group to talk about. The first one was pressure and stress. Do you keep your spouse from your stress? You let them into it? Do you let them, or do you deal with the stress by yourself?
I think it depends on what the stress is.
Say,
Depends on the stress.
financially, so, like if you're stressing out financially.
Oh yeah, we're in that together. Nigga, please. We are in that together. Some shit at work and it's just bugging me. Like I might vent, but I'm like, if it's some shit, it's like, I don't know.
What
Certain
if it's
things
like,
at work, I just let that. I'm like, yeah, I ain't bringing that home. I don't even want to bring that home for myself.
yeah, what about like, I don't know, I guess social stress, like stuff you deal with your friends, shit like doing hobbies like this, podcasting, to hopefully turn into things like sometimes you stress it out, you want it to be more, you're stressing about that. Do you bring them into that? Do you talk about like the things you want for the future? Or do you kind of try to figure it out for yourself and then maybe bring them into the fold once you kind of got a grasp on what you're trying to do?
Mo, I'll let you have this one, right?
I tend to vent from time to time. Overall, I don't pass my stress off to her for various amount of reasons. But typically, I would prefer to carry the weight myself so that she can do her part of the agreement as far as take care of home and daughter and all that jazz. So I tackle it as this is something I accepted before it came, and I understand that stress is a roller coaster. Some days it's going to be low, some days it's going to be high, and I kind of just try to bear it until it's unbearable. Then I just kind of, slowly but surely push a little off on her.
Let me add to this question so that they know. When a woman wants to know why you don't, I guess, involve them in it, do you feel like they take it personal? Like, as far as like, if you don't involve them into...
Most definitely.
And Andy, make it. You know they do.
Look, I am literally just the mediator here, sirs. Okay? I'm just asking questions that they want to know, all right? Fuck.
Damn well they do.
They take everything.
I know I know the answers. I'm just propositioning these questions so they can understand better from the frame of mind of us men. When they realize that the reason why we don't bring them into the fold of things sometimes, it's not nothing personal, it's just shit sometimes we need to deal with. So I'm trying to phrase these questions the proper way, because these are Mo's questions. I'm trying to phrase them the proper way to get a better rounded understanding of what they want to know. Like, dude,
I think they definitely I feel like they definitely take it personal. I feel like most women in marriage and relationship, they want to know what's going on. They want to know what the situation is, whether it be with the relationship, with the finances, whatever the case may be, with the children, whatever. They want to know. They want to be involved with everything. But some grasp the aspect of, well, it's not that he's keeping this from me, he's shielding me from this. It's a mindset thing they need to have. I'm not keeping it from you. They don't realize that sometimes. Yeah, I'm not keeping this from you. I'm shielding this from you. Let me worry about this so that you don't stress about it. Let me stress about it. There's a reason why men die before women. We tend to live shorter periods of time.
Yeah, if they're not trying to kill us.
Well, wait. Let me ask this. Do you sometimes keep it because their level of interest, or not even interest, like passion in whatever you're stressing about, won't match what you're expecting?
I think I do it for the opposite reason. I feel like she's gonna turn it up to 20.
Like,
I might be at a 12, and she's gonna take it here, and then that's gonna make it feel like a 30 on my chest.
So what you're saying, Kevin, is you're going to be turned up, and she might be like, "Eh." You're like, "What you mean, eh?" That
Yeah,
that
it's not
kind
that
of.
big a deal. You're like,
Yeah.
"Damn," but that happens from her to me a lot because she'll
Yeah.
tell me something, me stressing, and I'll be like, and I'm like, I probably should have responded better,
You
but
know,
it's too late. It's too late.
It's happened a ton of times to me. I'd be stressing about something, and I was like, you know what, like, fuck, I'm just go ahead and talk to her about it because this shit's like weird. And I'm saying that she's like, well, we just do this, and I'd be like, damn, you smart. Like, why didn't that register in my head? And I just think that, you know, our thought processes are so different, and I'm always trying to make sure, because I think when I think of things, I try to solve it to where when I solve this problem, I solve that problem. I don't want to solve it, but then create another. You know what I'm saying? So I try to isolate it, and it's been times when my wife say, "Well, we'll just do this." Well, what about that? Oh, we'll worry about that when it happens. Now, if that happens, it'll be like a couple weeks down the road. It's not a big thing. We'll deal with it then. I was like, God, like, oh, okay, I guess, okay. You know,
Continuing with the stress and everything. What did I asked you both to answer this question from your point of view. When you're dealing with stress, and sometimes us as men, we know sometimes you need to go vent to yourself and be alone, give you some time to breathe, process it, whatever. And the woman takes it as you're pushing her away or casting her out or keeping her away from something. You're not involving her in something, so she feels like she's like you're separating yourself from her. What is your best answer for the reason why you're doing it? Let's break it down to why it's not personal. It's something you have to do.
I need to reset and get my mental right before I interact with you. It's that simple.
Yeah,
LL Cool K.
that's what I do. Like she knows that. There's time to time. I gotta take my time. We all respect one
Yeah,
another's.
yeah. Because right, if because it could be to a situation to where the mindset I'm in right now, my answer may not be genuine, or it may come from a place of hurt, or from a place of stress. It may not be my thought out logical answer. Let me go deal with this. Let me get my emotions in check. Let me get the Drake out my system. Let me come back.
Did you say Drake?
Yes.
That's what I thought he said. Great.
Okay.
I reference Drake anytime I talk about feelings. And
Oh,
then
okay.
so let me get this out of my system, and then let me come back and have a reasonable, logical conversation with you. Where now my feelings are now Drake's not on my shoulder, and now I can actually articulate what I actually mean and what I actually think and feel about this certain topic or this certain thing. It's not personal. It's just that I'd rather come to you from a place of clarity.
I'll charge you my shit. Yeah, that makes sense. That's where I'm at. Andy, you don't ever answer these questions, nigga. How you get out of
Damn
that?
it. I thought you didn't catch on to that shit. I was
I
just
just
being
say
the
I just don't
I'm
say
just
shit.
I'm just the guy that presents the questions, man. Like, I deal with
All right.
shit the way I know how best to deal with shit. I tend to fixate, focus, tunnel vision, and try to get the thing done. And if all I usually ask is just to keep the certain things that I don't need to deal with away from me, so I can focus on what I need to deal with and take care of. And I know it can come off like I'm an asshole or like I'm not being vocal about what's going on, but it's my brain process to just say, just take care of the things that, or the consistencies that just rotate, but let me deal with the things that we need to deal with in order to get out of the situation we're in. Like if I just focus and fixate on that, and you take care of that and not bring that plague to me, I am very calm. I'm zen. I don't. But when the moment all that shit starts to trickle in and it falls over, and I'm dealing with that too, is when I blow up, and that's why I try to just keep my bubble. Let me figure that shit out. That's my best answer for everything. Everything you just asked, that's all I'm answering. God damn it, I'm the fucking media. I'm the fucking guy that asked the question.
Nah, man.
So what you're saying is that you isolate and you focus on one thing at a time.
Yeah, and then when I get it done, then we can fucking conga line all the fucking way to to the beach and I won't swim. I'll just watch you in the waves. But that is my take on it all. Like, if anything you're answering, that's the fucking answer you're gonna get from me. I'm just gonna keep asking the
right
question.
there. That's the fucking answer.
Nah, nigga, you gonna answer some more. We gonna get you one that's
Ah, man, there's a ceiling in this bitch. There's a ceiling. Shout out to Patrick. You know what that means. So, I guess moving on from that, this is more of a question Maurice asked that I think is a good question. Do we understand and value a good friend? Us in general, do we value?
Like, doing us personally?
Yeah. Do you understand? Can identify?
I do. I can identify a good friend. I do. I value that. That's one thing that I've been able to pick up on in my later years that I didn't really pick up on when I was younger. You can tell now who is generally your friend, and what I've noticed over the past couple of months, maybe year, is that I have really begun to distance myself from a lot of people, friends and family. I just don't. I call it. I'm pulling the weeds. You know, the people who are just here. People who are just here to use you to grow. And when the time comes for that to be reciprocated, they're nowhere to be seen. I've just been getting rid of them. And if they feel that way, if they listen to this, if I'm talking about them, nigga, probably so.
If the shoe fits.
You know?
You LL Cool K?
I think I got that coming, but that to me is up to people. You know what I mean? Like, I can come at it from an angle of being pure heart and doing all these things and doing all I'm supposed to do as a good friend. And if, say, somebody is portraying that, I mean, it'll come to light at some point, but you know what I mean? Like, I'm pretty open to people and like giving them a chance before not. Like, I'm one of those. I'm one of those who you gotta lose my trust, if that makes sense.
Well, I mean, that's basically what I'm saying. Like, you apparently, if you're a weed that had to be pulled, you had my trust at one point.
Yeah. You
showed your colors.
I'm just saying I guess I'm saying the same thing in a different way, but
Reverend Dulo.
I haven't heard that in a long ass time.
I see where both you and Mo Lethal are coming from.
You know, just because I think what it is a lot of people. What you have to understand is I think you have to have clear parameters of what you deem to be as friendship. Because a lot of people, especially in the day and age we live, are used to being in fake relationships, whether they're personal or friendship relationship, whatever the term of the relationship is. So I think if you have clear parameters of what you deem to be an actual friend and not an acquaintance, I think it makes it easier for you to say, hey, I'm not dealing with this person, or hey, I'm not devoting extra free time to this person because I know I'm only here to be used, or I'm only here because I provide this for them. I think a lot of times people only keep people around for the value they add to their life. And I think sometimes you hover over people, or people hover over you because you add value to their lives, or they want to be where you are, and then when they hit that level or reach that goal, now you're disposable. So I think you have to watch people's intentions. Now, a lot of people are really, really good at hiding their intentions, and if you don't pay close attention to it, you won't catch it.
What you touched on that stood out to me is the pretty much experience has taught you that. Life experience has taught you how to identify the weeds. I think that's an important factor because what you learn later on in life is you identify those things. You're like, oh, I know, I've dealt with you before. I see what you're on. I know I've identified this. I've dealt with this when I was 21, or I dealt with this when I was I know you're about this, I know about that. And it's funny because when you're 18 and you have these friends and they eventually move on and do their own things and they're no longer around, and you're like, damn man, why did I spend so much time in that fake friendship or that fake relationship? Because these people weren't honest or sincere with me. But you couldn't identify the sincerity because you were noob to it. Now you're like, you know, experienced to this shit. You're like, shit, if I had known the time I could have.
I don't ever look back and do that. I'm like, there was a
No, not.
to it.
Well, no,
Yeah, not look back and do it, but like just being able to identify. Your brain will catch it quick now.
You,
like
you identify
like,
so that you no longer do that again. But
yeah,
the flip side of that study is that you have those friendships that kind of went by the wayside because of life. Like you guys just went two different directions. But whenever you see that person, it's like it never stopped. Yep. It's right back. You know what I'm saying? I have a couple friends like that. Like we don't talk often, we don't see each other often, but when we do, man, it's like, man, it's shit. Like it's like we've been talking every day. Like it's right back into the flow of things. There's no fakeness. There's all love. Like you know when you are interacting with someone and it's the 100%. It's all love. Like I'm here just to have a good time. There's no malice coming each way. That's we rolling with the punches. We boys. We friends. Whatever the case may be. We just here. We vibe. You know, you can always tell that vibe. And some people, like I said, some people match your energy. Some people steal your energy. So you gotta just avoid the people who steal it. That's it.
And fuck Wiener Schnitz on them brisket fries. That's so random, energy. But it just popped in my fucking head. Fake energy. Because it ain't no real brisket meat, nigga. That's cat.
They can't.
Okay, anyway, moving on. How's everybody doing? Great? All right.
Gucci.
That's awesome. Another question that Maurice asks is, these couple, now I think back and I'm looking at these have nothing to do with relationships. Anyway, why do we focus on the reaction and not the trigger?
I said why the people
in our reality. So we focus on the reaction instead of what triggered the reaction. Why?
I've asked myself that, and I've tried to be more cognitive of how I'm perceiving things. And the way that came to me was I said something to my daughter, and the way she reacted was like she's never done this before. I'm looking like, where the hell did this start? And so then I thought about it. I said, well, what did I do, or what was in my tone to make her switch her behavior like this? So I thought about that. I said, well, I was trying to identify what I did to trigger that in her, and that's how that question came to my mind. Because I'm pretty sure you can correlate that to multiple things. Like I know for a fact, there's about 4 or 5 words I can say to my wife right now, and she instantly be pissed off.
So is this was specifically towards relationships, like the triggers?
This is just in general.
So like the question I have was, I thought you presented these. You presented this to me as relationship questions, and then I thought about it when I read them, and I said these 2 of the 3 have nothing to do with relationships. So I was what?
You sure about that? The first one's about stressing your partner.
Yeah, and the partner, but I'm saying that the 2 of the 3, the last one and this one, the trigger, that could just be a general.
Trigger, it is in general, because you can trigger. Anybody can be, well, not anybody can be triggered, but anyone that you know well enough, you can trigger. If you really know that person, you can trigger them by action.
So are we referring to like your significant other pushing your buttons?
Yeah. Are you saying something to get them to act a certain way, or
because you can?
Yeah, or not because you not even know that you know you can, that you just subconsciously do it. I'm pretty sure we all have behaviors that our wife would say, man, if you would, that really gets under my skin. But they live with it. You can try to deny it. You can try to deny it all you.
I'm a saint, man. I just think of how, unflawed I am with this.
Okay.
That's why I don't answer the questions, because I'm just at a state of,
okay.
There's goodness,
I'm just.
You know,
You 100? You the mold?
Hmm?
You the mold that didn't
What are we
break?
talking about? What are we talking about? Man, look at Kevin's cup. That's an awesome cup. Why we gotta bring it back? Why you gotta bring it back to me? I wasn't even talking about it. Anyway,
What you think
how you
about
doing?
that, Kevin?
I don't necessarily get it. Why we focus on the reaction and not the trigger?
Yeah,
That's the fire.
that's the fire.
You deal with the
So-
fire first,
Okay.
right? That's
But
what the
like,
reaction
but have
is.
you ever like triggered like your child or your wife and then never thought about, man, like what did I do to get that reaction? Like what was the
Yeah, absolutely. But that's after the reaction. Like, I got to deal with the reaction first. Like, oh shit, well, tripping.
well, yeah, of course it's after you deal with the reaction, but it's
Well,
like
That was the
you're
question. It was
reflecting.
like,
Now-
why do you focus on that? I was like, well, that's why.
now
Yeah.
listening to what Kevin said, I think like, yeah, if a motherfucker triggered an ass whooping, I don't think he's thinking about why he got the ass whooping. He's thinking about, goddamn, I gotta react to these fucking fist of fury coming at me. Nigga, he's not thinking about, damn, what did I do to get these
Well,
fists on my face? Like,
it has to be in retrospect. I don't think none of us have the patience of Gandhi
Like the wood?
to question ourselves. I mean, you look
like
like
you don't
a
have that
nigga.
kind of time where he's punching down on them and he's like, oh, these fists coming from that. Like, you don't have that kind of time.
Nah, we ain't got that kind of time.
Slow motion.
We ain't got that kind of time.
Stacy fucking them up. No,
Little nigga got heart.
I'm on a good one tonight. Anyway,
Little nigga got heart.
whooped his ass the other day. Took it like a G. All right. I don't think we really got anywhere with that question. But new music
New music
came
drop.
out this week.
Ice-T. Ice-T came out with an album.
Nigga, you
Tech
say
Nine.
Ice-T? Did you say Ice-T? Oh man.
I don't know if that's true or not. It just felt right.
Tech 9 drop.
Tech 9 drop, not Tekashi 6ix9ine.
Yeah,
I
that's
heard that
funny.
wrong. I heard that wrong. My boy Andy Mino
Can I-
dropped the best.
You said Andy Menlo?
Mino. The
Mino?
Oh,
best.
Andy Milonakis? Milonakis is back. Andy Milonakis is back.
The best. The best
Andy
Christian rapper out there.
He's not the
Bars.
best Andy out there.
You said Christian rapper?
Yeah. Well, they deem him a Christian rapper, but he deals with
Alright, he just
free
raps.
people.
He's not the best Andy out there.
Meek
I
drop.
agree. I haven't listened to that yet.
Oh, Meek Mill?
Meek
Yeah.
Mill
That
drop.
was last week, right?
Yeah.
We got Don Toliver,
Don Toliver.
Life of a Don.
That's right.
Aaliyah, I Care For You came out.
Yep, they released the second half of her discography.
Tech
On
Nine's
BBS.
album Asinine came out today.
What's
I
his
think
Asinine?
somebody
number
spelled
two?
it.
Is
He
this like
spelled it ASI9INE. So like his name, Tech Nine.
Mm.
Asinine. I thought that was well played.
So
S
are-
and 9?
Is this like
Asinine,
album
yeah.
number 27 for Tech Nine though?
Yeah, he
Probably
comes
like
out. He drops
42
shit like
or
crazy. Yeah,
Yeah,
Aaliyah
they-
came out with I Care For You and Ultimate Aaliyah.
Yeah.
That's what's up. Rest in peace. Justin Bieber
Oh.
came out with a deluxe edition of his album Justice. Peaches is my shit. Holy is my shit.
That's your shit.
Justin Bieber is black.
He
Shut
is.
accepted.
Yes.
I don't co-sign. Y'all niggas got that.
What? Come on, man.
Y'all
Come
got
on,
that.
man.
said-
He's been
shit.
around black people since he was 8.
Donald Glover even co-signs this,
Come
man.
on, Bieber.
So you gonna
that's
take
us.
Donald Glover's?
Yeah, he don't do no
Yes.
wrong.
Yes.
Nigga.
This is America. Don't get
Did you
you
show
slipping up.
Donald? Did you show Donald Glover that nigga tape?
Sure.
No, you didn't. When did you see Donald Glover? That's like me fucking up with the Breakfast Club, nigga.
He was he was
We live
dressed
with
as it Teddy Perkins?
Oh yeah, I put it out there, huh? I shouldn't have said it. Oh well. Mo drinking his water heavy. Got him.
Got him.
No, you done fucked up, right?
So we've talked about things, and I've concurred with some of my conglomerates that we all serve a purpose on this podcast. I will say Kevin, Chocolate Lightning, aka Dulo, the Reverend Dulo.
Peachtree Tumbler.
He's the comedian.
Peach Tree?
The Peachtree Tumbler.
The Peachtree Tumbler. That ain't it.
What?
We got Mo
Right.
Lethal.
You're right. I'm not saying that.
I feel like Mo Lethal is our Charlemagne. I think he's gonna say some shit the routes to blow up, but we need to hear it. And I'm the rapper. Keith is the technician.
Push hard though.
What?
Because Mo been holding back some. Mo been holding back.
Yeah, I think you hold back, and I can't. We can't have you hold back anymore. We need
you told me you don't want us to get canceled.
This is what you do. Who's canceling us? No one's canceling us, man. Shit, that'll jumpstart us first. You keep doing this.
Right, man. You hear this one podcast where this motherfucker was talking crazy, like, and then they're gonna be like, boom, that's viral.
And then we tone it down.
Man, y'all say I'm holding back, but every week my wife be like, "No, you know you'd have to do that, right?"
That's your wife, though. That's your wife.
She's supposed to say that.
Supposed to she ain't supposed to just let you out there be a little crazy. We your niggas. We got you.
Yeah. So, yeah. So, Kevin, you already put it out there. Go ahead. You were featured on the Breakfast Club this week.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, nigga.
It was last week.
Yeah, nigga,
last
go ahead.
week. Yeah, because I couldn't find it.
Nigga.
I didn't tell y'all because I don't want to deal with it because I fucked up. I didn't get the podcast out there. Like I called and I was like,
I'm gonna hit you with the old grandma. Mm-hmm.
Yep. I called and I was like taking bonding leave, taking 30 days off. And then they were like, you can take 30 days off of work. And I was like, yeah. Oh wait, something wrong with that? I was like, hello? Am I still here? And then it was downtown.
This motherfucker, Mo Lethal's floating all over the damn screen and shit.
I was gonna say something that mid podcast. I was like, I'm so sick of this nigga floating around. He's close, and then he's just.
Shout out to the technician for putting me on. Geek 40.
Floating Mo.
His presence is here without being.
Floating Mo. What else we got?
Like one of them fucking. You remember the Upper Deck hologram cards?
You about to do a TikTok video. You about to do that TikTok at the hood party video.
Right?
Oh shit. I hate that video. It's always a white girl. We're like, we get it.
Why,
we know.
But why? Why do I hear the damn music in my head when you said that shit? Ooh, man, this shit. This shit.
I think at this point it's rambling, but I think this is needed right now. We need to laugh. We need to be able to laugh.
I mean, we a minute 17 in. I mean, we can. I mean,
man, we
17 in. Fuck.
A minute and 17. Shit.
Oh.
Hour 17.
That's what she said.
But I got mine. Give a fuck. It ain't my fault your shit was good.
Yeah.
Nigga shouldn't have been so tight.
They don't get enough credit for that.
What?
The whole if you make you bust fast, it's like, hey,
it was good. She was good. Look, my wife.
You can't pull that off sometimes.
Look, nigga, my wife.
Not on that one night. Not on that one nighter.
Nah.
I mean,
So,
granted, them days are done. But you don't.
Nigga,
as we ramble on,
hold on. If I say fuck within the first 5 seconds, it's gonna be a short night for you.
It's a wrap. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
But as we ramble on, let me just say, subscribe, comment, like, share.
Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. We appreciate it.
I don't think we say that enough. We appreciate the people that do tune in. We're just gonna try to keep growing.
Shout out to Plywood Rookie.
But yeah, Plywood Rookie, who's gonna be our potential sponsor. He's a ghost sponsor right now because we still got to get shit in motion. But shout out to Plywood Rookie, Mark Tucker. And let me shit. You might as well. So we got time. Mark Tucker is one of our coworkers who decided, because he has a background in flying, he has his actual credentials to fly, decided to make a simulator
Shit, dope as fuck.
to have people train, or if just people who just want to fly for fun or as a hobby, they can train at his house or his
Right.
wherever his office will be.
This
And
nigga's
he's cornered the
NASA.
market. He's a black entrepreneur who's cornered the market with helping people be able to fly and get their hours in
Get their
for
hours,
flying.
yeah.
And this is a
Or-
corner of the market because nobody else in the Inland Empire is doing this.
Fly with Rookie, Instagram.
Fly with
Check
Rookie.
him out. Check him out.
That's dope. You can't when he presented that
And
business.
he is
I
a
said,
pilot.
God
He
damn.
has his license.
Yeah.
Before y'all told that bullshit.
And he has a simulator, and he's the only one in the Inland Empire that you can actually go to get your hours in and experience in for flying to get your re-ups and all that.
Wait, should we say he
I think
black?
it's
Because
dope.
he always say he Dominican. He don't really claim us all the time.
We'll call him a black nigga.
Today?
Mark, you actually got
Is
a
he-
full-on
no,
shout
no.
out and sponsored.
Hey,
Like we
is he
plugged you
Dominican?
today.
He's
Is he
Dominican and
Dominican?
black.
He's part
Dominican.
Dominican.
He is Dominican black.
Because I'm not getting stabbed. If the
No,
nigga's Dominican,
he's half and half.
shouts out. DR.
Shout out
Hey,
to
don't,
Mark Che. I mean Mike Che.
don't worry,
Mark
Kevin. You
Tucker.
twice his height.
So those niggas is stabbed still?
All serious, shout out to Mark Tucker, Flower Rookie. Always shows love, and
GT72.
you got a full-on plug this episode, so maybe your ass will actually come back to work someday, or if not,
He ain't got to work
still
yet
rock
when he
with
in the
you.
imaginary sky.
Yeah. But yeah,
This is it. Episode 16.
episode 16, the Heavyweight Podcast, 3/4 here, and our thinking caps because everybody's wearing a cap today for tonight. Shout out to Keith.
Dodgers.
Couldn't be here this week. But we're doing this. We keep pushing. Again, thank you. I'm Stutta McFly. There's
Well, take off that Dodgers hat because them niggas lost.
oh, I
I know
thought
we
you said
lost,
your
nigga.
name was Mo. I was like, wait a minute.
I don't give a fuck. I just saw we lost, but it don't matter. It's still Dodgers, nigga. Go blue.
And this is Kevin Wendell, the Peachtree Tumbler. What up?
The beach.
Nah, that ain't work. That ain't work.
Nigga,
That
that's
ain't
the
it.
name. That's the
That ain't it.
name.
That ain't it.
Get it?
Peach tree.
You
I think
get it.
I think
That
you need
sounds
to
like
put-
some rapist shit. Nah, that don't work.
Nah, that's
I
not.
think
You ain't got
you
rank
should-
when you the Peachtree Tumbler.
You gotta push the whole leader of the Gap game. That's what you gotta push.
You just gotta go pick the fruit.
That's fucked up.
I'm just-
Because my brain's like that's somewhere else. You try to go, oh girl, you know what I could do with this gap in your clit? Oh girl, like
What do you think? It's
I'm
China?
just
You
Mo.
talking about?
I'm
Oh,
just-
never mind.
we getting canceled. Mo.
put it between here, like just
That's dangerous. That's a sword.
we got love for everyone.
It's like a sword. You just lost our gap tooth fucking demographic.
Just rest it here, girl.
Gap these niggas. We're resilient. We resilient.
I'm just Mo. That's below me is Stutta McFly.
I was on one this week, so peace out.
It's been real.
Did you get the whistle?
Oh man. And we
Yeah.
out.
All right, we'll end on that note. Peace out, y'all.
Peace.